Now we're live.
Wow. Live I've ever done. And joining me, Aaron, for doing.
I can't hear you.
Oh,
you were like good, and then do you have something turned on?
No.
Because I'm hearing like a ding.
Your delay.
It's kind of like Pong.
I should put it on. This is not going to work.
It'll go through. Okay, it's just what. Hey everybody, we're just having some technical issues, which we'll figure out in a few seconds there. It's the repeat. High def disc news is saying this could be the repeat. Oh no, you're totally gonna get my glasses player, dude. Sorry. I'll be blind if I go the other way. Plus I like that.
How do I fix the...
Hey there, everybody. It's a work in progress.
Aaron, can you hear me at all?
I can hear you a little bit. I mean, like I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay, so talk and let me see if I can hear you.
Okay, so we're going to talk Blu-ray discoveries. That works?
It did, yeah.
Okay. So just to thank you, the tech. Be patient. Here, so we're talking Blu-ray discoveries. That we saw for the first Blu-ray 20. Any older film will do, and the top basically. So Aaron, kick it off. And
working on the audio, and I'm gonna because you're still having a bit of lag, bit of like feedback. Can you hear me okay, Brian? All right. So I'm going to start with something really simple because Vinegar Syndrome has a sale coming up, and I'm still known as that Vinegar Syndrome person. It just sticks with me. So let's give you a title that Vinegar Syndrome is doing that you guys can pick up. Also, rad, 250 copies still left, so check that out. That's going to go crazy on there. Anyway, so one of their recent releases. This one won't be on sale, but oh my God, do I love this movie! And it is Deadly Games. It's got a million different names, but Deadly Games is the one that I saw. It under also has code name 3615, code Pierre Noel, and so I found out what that meant was basically there was a whole thing in France where they had this like special type of kind of like internet, and it would be like in stores and kind of on street corners and stuff where people could actually go to this like put money in and use the internet. So that's kind of like the sort of the basis behind this one here. It says it's going to be like a almost sort of a it says it's going to be Home Alone. It's not. It's a suspenseful, tense, like superly intriguingly fun film that you got to see because it's not Home Alone. It's like people think it's going to be Home Alone, and it's not. It is really, really good. So Deadly Games. My first choice, this is a 4K Blu-ray double pack, and it is gorgeous, and it has an amazing Bonnie Tyler video on there that's kind of a Christmas video that's really haunting. It freaks me out.
Very nice.
Also, there's the Frenchest French short I've ever seen.
I'm going to start with the Vinegar Syndrome title as well. I'm going to go with Whodunit.
Yes.
I know Aaron has, and I had not seen, of course, also known as, did I slip? I didn't cover. It's Island as well. And this one is a slash that has an interesting twist to it, which I'm not even going to come close to touching, but it's pretty gnarly. It's a bunch of people filming a movie, Island, and they need to figure out how to film. People start dying, as crazy punk song that keeps playing throughout the whole movie, which may not annoy you, but I actually found it a funny joke at a certain point. And the responds to the song, the song will talk about how someone's going to die and they will kill. And when I say Harley, I mean those are just they're kind of mean spirited, and it's kind of like the kind of kills you'd see in like a franchise sequel or something like that, you know. Aaron, what do you think of this one?
I love Whodunit. I saw it the first time back when I was in college, and it had been out years by then, but I hadn't seen it before. So I found it at my local video store. It had crappy quality. You could barely see it. So when I got the Vinegar Syndrome edition, it was a revelation. It was like actually seeing the movie. There were scenes that I thought were at night that were actually in the daytime. That's how bad the quality used to be on the VHS copy of it. I actually like that punk song, but I grew up like listening to a lot of that type of stuff, and even did like one night like singing in a band. I have a horrible voice. So my voice is meant for punk. So take with that at what you want. But yeah, I love Whodunit. It's a really cool one, and that reversible cover, All in the Blood, I think it's called, is really really cool. But
I should actually whip that out. That's the blood cover. That too. Good stuff.
It's a sexy cover.
What's next for you, Aaron?
For me? Oh, do I go with another Vinegar Syndrome right away? No, I'm not. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cheat. I'm going to say this right here. See this, guys? This is Ultraman. I used to watch this when I was a kid, like the original Ultraman. This is what I used to watch right here. Now, Ultraman's gotten really, really good, especially this one right here, Ultraman Orb. Now, Mill Creek are putting out all the Ultraman shows, and I am in love with this stuff. I desperately, desperately love this stuff. So it has the entire series and the movie. So, because most of these here were like 25, 26 episodes and a movie. So it's something that I love. It's super colorful. You can watch with the kids. It's not something like the movies we've shown so far. I'll be honest with you guys. Probably even the one with the kid in it. Not for kids. No. This you can watch with your kids. So that's my family-friendly advice.
Yeah.
Because Ultraman, check it out. As you can see, I'm watching a lot of it here right now. I'm actually going back and forth between shows.
Very cool. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, I think we're going to talk about both of them. But to start with Alphabet City from Fun City Editions. And if you listen to the podcast, you know that friends with Jonathan Hertzberg, the guy who started the Fun City label. He kicked off really great titles. This is the first one. It's a noir with Vincent. There's the cover art. And it's just gorgeously done on a low budget. It's basically about a small-time mafioso dealer who has decided to get out of the, if you will. And so you start to spend one night with him trying to figure things out, trying to disconnect. And, you know, will he be able to do it without ruffling too many feathers, let's say? But it's just gorgeous. It's directed by Amos Poe and on a shoestring, but they are able to make the color film so gorgeous. All kinds of lights. There's like buildings covered with purple and red light in hallways. It's just amazing, and I'm so glad to see it on Blu-ray because it looks gorgeous. on Blu-ray. So I'm just really excited for my friend Jonathan and for the fact that this label turns out to be wonderful. And this is a great start. So I definitely recommend Alphabet City. Aaron, did you dig Alphabet City?
I haven't got that one yet, though I've seen years
Oh,
ago.
no.
That one I have seen. I love the cover, though, man. On the inside, it reminds me of like kind of a Michael Mann Miami Vice type of thing.
Yes.
Leaning up against the car.
Yeah, and that's
So
something
I
that comes
do
up in the
have-
comments. You do have what?
No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, it just comes up in the commentary that apparently Michael Mann or somebody close to him saw Alphabet City, and it definitely informs some of the aesthetics for Miami Vice. It was definitely an influence. So you're right on the mark there.
I'm a Miami Vice freak, so that's all 5
Nice.
seasons. We got them all. Steven asked me, what do I like about Ultraman? I love the action and the colors and the monsters. They keep coming up. Blood Same Monsters. What I got also is an Alphabet City release. Yeah, there we go. New company started. There's a Fun City edition, and this one here is a little bit on the, I was going to say creeper side, but it's really not. It's really cool, though. This is I Start Counting. And it's a David Green film.
I don't have that one.
Oh, man. Jenny Agutter, Simon Ward, Brian Marshall, and a guy that looks like Mick Jagger. Like, I was like, this guy, I've seen him so much before. I'm like, he must have been in a ton of movies. He looks just like Mick Jagger. And I looked afterwards. Nope. But he did do this one. But anyway, this is a really good film. If you've never seen I Start Counting before, it's Jenny Agner's and Simon Ward's first film together. For those that like Vinegar Syndrome, you've probably got Dominique. Dominique is dead. Jenny Agner and Simon Ward also starred in that movie together too. So this was their the first one they did. Jenny Agner was around 16 when she made this film. Came out around the time that she was like 17 years old. And it's a thriller in the lines of like Shadow of a Doubt with Hitchcock, but it's not really, because in this one it deals and leans way more in to the aspect of like coming of age. So it's like an excellent coming of age film that happens to be a thriller. So both of those things work so well together, and you're not quite sure if they will, but there's a scene real early on at the beginning. It doesn't give anything away when they're walking to school to basically get to the bus, and the camera pans out across the lake, and it goes right across the lake. And as it gets to the end of the lake, we kind of feel like something's there. We see this like the face of this like dead girl underneath the water, looking up at us like with a death stare. And from right there, you know, this is going to be something special. And it is. Agatha was like 16 when she did. The girl that acts with her, that plays her friend, who actually seems younger than her, was about like, I think around 10 years older. So because I know she's passed away now. But it is a great film with an amazing cast. Every feature on here is fantastic. I sat down and watched this movie with my cousin Raj. After we finished it, I watched the feature on. Let me do this here. So I watched the video essay with Chris O'Neill, and
Nice.
I also watched an interview with Jenny Agutter that was on here, and then I listened to the commentary with Sam Deegan. And I know you had Sam Deegan on Jets of Disc podcast recently, which you guys got to listen to because it's a really, really good episode.
She was great.
I Start Counting. If you don't have this movie, you need to start counting the days to get this movie. There you go. Dad joke.
I love it. I love it. That is a great pick, Aaron. I cannot wait to check it out. And obviously, we've seen that Fun City is teasing the movie Jeremy as potentially their Black Friday release. And I couldn't be more excited if that ends up being the case, because I love that movie too. So they're basically looking like 3 for 3 out of the gate, which is a great start.
Robbie Benson, goodness, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. My next one is I got a lot of genre stuff in here. So I got another horror pick. This is Night Visitor from, oh boy, what year? 1989. And this is one that I got from Ronin Flicks. And it just was one I'm guessing Aaron's probably heard of, but I hadn't heard of this at all until I saw it was coming up on Ronin Flicks. And I was like, I just don't know what that is. I'm going to skip it this time. And then I saw a review on the Dawn of the Discs Instagram. If you're a fan of discs at all and you're on Instagram, you should be following Dawn of the Discs, and you probably are. But he did a little review of it and he hooked me. And so I ordered it, and then I ended up picking it on a Pure Cinema episode we did, a horror sampler episode. It's basically like, it's kind of like a Fright Nighty kind of story where you've got a kid who sees a satanic ritual turned murder across the way from his house. And it turns out to be his history teacher who's doing it. And his history teacher is played by Alan Garfield. And so it's the classic scenario of like, you try to, tell the police or tell whoever, and nobody believes you. And then you got to go back to history class and deal with this guy. And it's really awkward. But yeah, so it kind of goes from there. There's also like a little subplot with Shannon Tweed as a sexy neighbor. Yeah. Right. Aaron, have you seen this, or are you a fan?
Years ago. I mean, like the Shannon Tweed thing really got my interest. I'm a huge Shannon Tweed fan. She's from Newfoundland, of course. So, because that's where all the sexy people come from.
That's right. Everybody knows that.
But no, she's like, I love Shannon Tweed. She actually came back a while back to Newfoundland, and I just missed seeing her. She came to check because her husband was coming in to do like a show, like Gene Simmons.
Nice. Yeah, no, she's
very well.
Yeah, this is great, and it's also got Elliot Gould shows up at like the third act mark as somebody helping the kid out, and Michael J. Pollard plays Alan Garfield's like assistant Igor type, and
that's perfect casting.
Yeah, it's really fun. I don't know. This one's very 80s in its way, but it really got me, and it just was one that had I seen when I was younger would have been sort of a favorite, I think. But I was glad to discover it this year. That's Night Visitor. What's next, Aaron?
For me, it was hard. It's Vinegar Syndrome. Oh my God. It's like, but I cheated because I took a box out.
Oh, there we go.
Is gorgeous. And does anybody still not have this that is not getting, or you waiting for the sale? I'm guessing some people are. And I will show all this because now there are 3 films in there. And as Forgotten Jolly goes, there's 1 Italian film and there's 2 Spanish films. It's really fun. Super cool. Did you like this?
The set? Yeah, but I haven't gotten through it yet. I really loved The Killer is One of 13. Is that one of them?
Yeah, this was Paul Naschy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great. I love that one.
And that's like the slowest of all of them. Like,
see, I started at the bottom and I was impressed. So I'm sure I'm going to love the rest of it.
I'll do them in like in real shorter. So this is The Police Are Blundering in the Dark, which you gotta love that title. Like who doesn't love that title? Like just for saying it alone, like what are we gonna watch tonight, honey? Well, we're gonna watch The Police Are Blundering in the Dark. You got them there. Next up is The Killer is One of 13, and it's pretty much another kind of take on the whole, and then there were none type stories. And this is a phone. It's a bit of a slow burn. It's a Spanish one. Actually, the only one that's Italian is The Police Are Blundering in the Dark, and that one is pretty much the lowest budget. And I mean, it's like low when the budget is real. It's insane, and you'll love the insanity of it. And if you're thinking, man, I hope, like if you watch like one of the other ones like this one here, and you say, there's not enough nudity in it. Well, wait till you get to The Police Are Blundering in the Dark because it's going to make up for all of it. Nice. Well, they could burn in the light there, high def, but it's you never know. And this one here is my favorite, Trauma. So this actually is really
I got to
cool.
see that one.
Let me know when you see it because I want to know your thoughts on the ending of this film. All because they do sort of it's not sort of kind of a twist, but a bit of a twist to it. And it's a good one, and it's deeper than you think because it's going through pretty much like like there's a twist at the beginning that you're going to figure it within 5 minutes because it's just so obvious. But there's something that comes up near the end of it, and it gets like sort of telegraphed a bit towards the mid part of the film, but they really follow through with it at the end. And they don't do that thing where they, got to put it all pat in and let you know what exactly. They leave it up to you to decide. But it was one that I really loved. And of course, it's got this here. So every one of the cases, when you open them up, depending on what murder weapon is used in the film, the inside of the case shows the murder weapon and a blood splatter. So that's always cool. Who doesn't like blood splatters?
Now that's a wonderful release from last year, right? What
was it? Early, like May, right?
Oh no, maybe it was this year. You're right. My bad. Yeah. So they're doing 2 Giallo sets in 1 year. So we have the new one coming for Black Friday, which I'm very excited about too. But I obviously have some work to do with that group, so I can't wait. The other two sound great. I got to see Trauma ASAP, really quick. Next, I'm going to go Scream Factory. This is one I talked about on Pure Cinema. The Evil, Gus Triconic's film from 1978. And it's sort of your, I don't want to say it's your classic anything, because it isn't exactly like, it's sort of a haunted house movie. It's basically like this couple played by Richard Crenna and Joanna Pettit. They buy this like dilapidated mansion, and he's a psychologist, and they are hoping to renovate the place and set it up as a drug rehabilitation clinic. And so he invites some people up to help him, and they're just generally cleaning the place up. And somebody opens something in the basement, and things go all nutty from there. And there's a lot of crazy deaths in this movie. And there's also just one incredibly bonkers scene towards the end that will definitely leave you scratching your head, but it kind of makes the film more charming for me. But it's just a really fun and well-paced haunted house movie, because the kills and the suspense just build throughout, and they sort of maintain. It's like they don't go too long without a kill, and I feel like some movies get hung up in the plot stuff and you get away from the kills for too long. And this movie just has a regular, steady ticking clock of kills. And I think that's one thing I just really was impressed with. Every time you get a good one, you're like, oh, that was great. And then sometimes you'll get almost nothing else for the rest of the movie. And this one just totally, that is a great comment. Yes, that is what I'm talking about, Al. Yes. So this is just a really great, over the top, late 70s haunted house with some crazy kills kind of movie. Aaron, are you a fan? What do you think?
I like it. But what you're really trying to say is that The Evil does not ghost ship it.
Does not ghost ship
it. That's
it does not.
That's an actual thing, guys. Ghost ship.
I love that you came up with that. Yes, Aaron came up with the verb to ghost ship, which is to open strong and then fail completely. And this movie does not do that. This movie opens strong and closes strong. I mean, I think it's great.
Yeah, so it's like music.
What's that?
It's like music. When it's done, it's got a beat that goes through.
Yep, absolutely.
I own Ghost Ship High Def, so don't do it too bad.
I do too. I like it. Don't get me wrong, but you know.
But it's just fun. I got to pick something that's not Vinegar Syndrome. I got like 4 or 5 places over there. I'm like, I can't do everything, because then. All right. The only movie in this set that I didn't see before, and I was surprised that I hadn't seen it. Did you pick this up, by the way? So this was a 3-pack.
Oh, yes, I got that.
Diabolique and Incrowd. I've seen Diabolique and Incrowd many times, especially Incrowd, because I like this movie. Sexy cast, CW style, I kind of like that. But Incognito, I had not seen. I was really surprised that was one of those that I'd missed out on. And it had like a fantastic cast. You got like Jason Patrick's in it. Rod Steiger's in it, and he kind of breaks my heart, like he does, because he does that. Ian Richardson is in it for a little bit, and the scenes that he's in, he like steals every scene he's in. But it's one of those little thrillers, and I don't want to give too much away. But basically, there's Jason Patrick plays a very 90s guy, and he looks very 90s. He acts very 90s. He's pretty he's pretty intense, and he's an artist. But his father, Rod Steiger, was also an artist, but his father was a failed artist, so he doesn't even want to try. He's like brilliant, but he's using his stuff to pretty much like paint like pictures of other people, of other artists, like to what's the word I'm looking for? It's like plagiarized, but in the art world.
What is that called? Forgery. Thank you.
Okay, so anyway, so basically he's an art forger. And he usually picks like mid-level artists. He doesn't want to go with somebody, big, like, because, only a Picasso can do a Picasso, only Van Gogh can do a Van Gogh, that type of thing. But he gets hired to do a very high, like a very out there, very big artist. And as we find out at the beginning of the film, he's being chased for murder. And we don't know why or how it even got there. And then like a lot of these thrillers do, it goes back a few months earlier, and we follow it through, and it's actually a really fun film. It's a Wrong Man style film. in a way, kind of like they do with like the Hitchcocking style. And that's what I really liked about it. And the cast is really, really solid. I thought when it started it was going to be a little bit slower, but the pace kind of picks itself up. And it's got such strong performances throughout it. That was one of those that I can't believe that I hadn't seen before, especially since like Rod Steiger is one of my favorite actors. And No Way to Treat a Lady, which came out from Imprint Films, which I got to get. I think you got it, actually.
I did. Yeah, it's great.
It's an amazing film that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, no, you've totally turned me on to this one. I haven't had a chance to watch it in the set yet, but it was one that I was vaguely aware of in the 90s when I was working at video stores, and that cast is amazing. And so, in fact, I don't think I would have appreciated the cast when I was working at the video store at the time, which is probably part of the reason I didn't see it. But I love that it's snuck in between these two others that we know. And so I definitely got to check it out. It sounds like very cool.
Yeah, but it's definitely a fun little film.
Okay, my last one comes out of this set, which is one of my favorite box sets maybe ever. I mean, I really like this. This came out, I think, last year from Shout Factory. It's the complete Universal Pictures collection from Abbott and Costello. There's a few in here that I recommend. There's one actually called Whodunit. That's very good. Not one word, but Who Done It, 3 words. And that's a great sort of little mystery thriller with Abbott and Costello at a radio station. And it's really solid. Very Agatha Christie, but with Abbott and Costello. But I think the one I'm going to talk about now is one I mentioned on Pure Cinema for our Horror All-Nighters. And that's Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer, Boris Karloff, or Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer. And in some cases, they actually put Boris Karloff in the title. It's hard to tell. But it's a very, again, Agatha Christie style story at a hotel where, I'm sorry, Luke Costello gets fired as the bellboy in the first scene. And then he spends the rest of the movie like trying to sort of make up for it. But instead he keeps stumbling into rooms where somebody's been murdered. And it also has a great role for, of course, Boris Karloff, he's like kind of a hypnotist. And the movie uses hypnosis. And I've always found hypnosis as an amusing device in movies because it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of silly. You're just looking at somebody, you're usually doing a little of this stuff, and you just are able to control them somehow. So there's a wonderful scene where Boris Karloff tries to hypnotize Luke Costello, and it just goes horribly wrong in all the ways. And it's just a dark movie because there's hypnosis trying to induce suicide. There's at least 3 occasions of people finding dead bodies. It's almost like a slasher movie in a way. It has a really, really great ending in this really weird, like stalactite cavern with like a giant, like pit in it. And then there's a killer with a mask on, like a white mask that's very proto slasher, sort of proto Blood and Black Lace. And that's just a really great ending. That's just the end of the movie. But I just was really impressed with it. I'd heard about it for a long time. There's a few more I discovered in here. I mean, this box set has their military comedies. It has all kinds of stuff. And it's just really, I want to say it was like about $113 on Amazon yesterday. And that's down from, I think, 160 or something like that. But if you can afford it or put it on your Christmas list, this is an incredible, rewarding set, a set that I'm going to be going through for a long time. I haven't even touched the extras really yet on a lot of these. So well worth your time. But Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer, definitely worth a look. How do you feel about that one, Aaron?
I love everything Abbott and Costello. This is from my childhood because I went through a whole stage of like looking for Boris Karloff stuff and also loving Abbott and Costello. So, they come together like kind of like peanut butter and chocolate. So I kind of like that. I'm a huge fan of Abbott and Costello. I don't have that set yet, so I'm very jealous. That's one that I definitely need to pick up. There's a few I need to get from Chef Factory like that. I also need to get the Billy Jack set. Not as funny.
Yeah, no, I have that too.
Might be, especially in the later stuff. Painfully. Yeah. But like either way, like 2 great sets. But I do want to have that Abbott Costello set. It's actually an excellent set. Yeah.
All right. Let's do 2 things. We'll do a couple runner-ups if you have any. Do you have any?
Do I have any runner-ups? Some say.
If not, no worries, because we can do it another way.
I have one. Oh, actually, yes, I do. Because and it's not Vinegar Syndrome. So
okay.
I know you're gonna be shocked.
I am shocked.
So guys, I buy a lot of Vinegar Syndrome stuff, but I also buy a lot of this company too. So let me just here. Let's do this. How do we do this? Right. Let us censor the cover. Okay. This is, here we go, Emmanuel and Francois. So if you really want to see it,
Oh boy.
buy it yourself, because Severin puts some slightly naughty covers on their stuff sometimes.
Can you repeat the title, Aaron? Because I couldn't, you were a little muffled.
It's Emmanuel and Francois.
Gotcha. Okay.
So really cool little film. It's actually the remake of another film, which is going to, let me see if it's on the back here, see if I can cheat. But I bet you it's not. But anyway, so it's a fantastic little film that's a remake of something else that I saw before that I don't remember. But it's got George Eastman and oh god, who's Manuel on this one? Because this is not a Lord Gamser Manuel. This is a different one. So when people think it's not going to be like, it's a French Manuel film, and they're kind of like knockoff Emmanuels. So whenever you see like a French Manuel film, you know the difference because there's one M in Emmanuel. And
Okay.
bad things can happen to Emmanuel in these films. Like she can be different in every film. She can get killed or shot or whatever. So you never know how it's going to go. So it's got one of my favorite actors, George Eastman, in it. I think Rosemary Linat plays Emmanuel. But it is a really cool little film. And I'm a huge George Eastman fan. Absurd is one of my favorite movies. Halloween 2, the real Halloween 2. But if you haven't seen it, basically Emmanuel's sister is she's a model, and she's with this guy played by George Eastman, who he's a gambler, and he's weak. He's really weak, cruel, evil guy. And she's totally in love with him. And at the beginning of the film, she walks in and he's with another girl. And rather than being upset or being shocked or kind of trying to desperately get the girl out the window type thing, he looks at her very calmly, very coldly, and he picks up a suitcase and he puts her clothes in it, and he says, "Well, it's been nice. Here you go." So she is crushed. And she spoiler alert, for the first 5 minutes of the film, she kills herself.
Oh man.
So Emmanuel, who's her sister, comes back and finds out that her sister has died, and she finds a letter that her sister wrote her, pretty much explaining what had happened. And we get flashbacks. So this is not the only time we see her sister. We see her throughout the film, and some trigger alerts, some pretty harsh stuff happens to her sister throughout it. So she's ready for revenge. And let's just say it ends up near the start of the film with somebody in a little cage where he can look out, but anybody that's looking towards him, all they see is a mirror. And there the torture begins.
Yikes.
And it does not end the way you think it's going to end, but it ends brilliantly. It is a great release. That's a slipcover edition. There's one without a slipcover. And as for feature-wise, they had a few features on here as well. They actually mentioned they had an interview with the actress on here, with Maria Rosero. I'm going to totally Maria. We'll call her Maria.
Sounds good.
The Other Side of the Mirror with an interview with actor George Eastman, deleted and alternate scenes, and trailer. So really good release. I got it during the half of the Black Friday sale from Severin, and I got a lot of releases from them. And I thought I'd seen it before, but I'd seen the original that this was based on. And I'm a huge George Eastman fan, so I always got to go with that.
Terry says that movie is kinky AF. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I would. I mean, it is but it's a bit mean spirited.
Gotcha.
Mean spirited, and you can appreciate it for that.
Cool. You are much more familiar with the Emmanuel films. I don't know that I've seen a one, so I would have to start. Yeah, I'd have to start with ground zero on that stuff. So
you got to start with your crystals, because she's in the first three.
Okay.
But Lord Gamser is in part 2, and as a small part, as a naked masseuse.
Okay.
Now, she was so good in this that she got her own series of Emmanuel films called Black Emmanuel.
Oh, got it. Yes.
So,
okay. Wow, there's a lot of those. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and do a Vinegar Syndrome, one more, and then we got another section we can talk about, unless you have more than one runner-up. Is that your only runner-up for now?
I got one other one runner-up.
Oh, okay, we'll do two. We can do two. I'm going to go with LA Wars. I know this was a very popular release, surprisingly so, I think, even for Vinegar Syndrome, how well this movie did. But I totally get it. After seeing it, It is a gem. It is really a great straight to video action movie with tons of action and some actors that are not necessarily Academy Award winning, but they still deliver this dialogue in a way that is so entertaining. The idea is basically you have a sort of disgraced ex-cop who is brought in by the cops reluctantly to have him help them with an inner city drug war in LA. And so he goes undercover trying to infiltrate one of the gangs, and he is assigned to be the bodyguard of the daughter of one of the gang leader guys. And basically you have like the old guard in LA doing their drug thing, and then you have this new upstart gang that's like, we're just going to take over. We're just going to start hitting these guys really hard. And so it just becomes this total all-out battle, lots of deaths, lots of explosions, and great dialogue. And it's a whole lot of fun. Aaron, now had you seen this before this release? Because I certainly had.
I had. I'd seen it, but I hadn't seen it for like a long, long time. And I love this film, by the way. The guy that plays the upcomer, he was in a lot of films by Andy Sedaris.
Oh, that makes sense.
So, when you see him, you kind of notice that he's like, and he's got I get a kick out of the fact that like there's the one guy that's got his house, and the other guy's like pretty much in the back of a warehouse.
That's right.
Here we go. But isn't the same? That was one of the ones that I was going to put on the list, but like I've got way too much Vinegar Syndrome stuff. I have to somewhere. But yeah, I love this film. I'm looking forward to the VSAs that are coming up because they're all action ones, and it's rumored, but they are. So
yeah, no, if the rumors are true, or even if not, I know I'm going to buy them. Doesn't even matter. The VSAs have been one of my favorite lines, and I certainly was first made aware of the line even being announced through your channel. So it's been an exciting journey since then.
I've even bought Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death. So there you go.
And I did too. I got a gift certificate from somebody, from Elric actually. And I ended up getting that one just to be complete because I have to have them all now. But that's what I've heard. If you're looking for something to buy during the Black Friday sale, this is one of my highest recommendations. I don't think it'll sell out. I'm pretty sure that they'll have enough, but highly recommended. Definitely one of the most fun movies I saw this year.
It's the VSA put in your card anyway, though, guys, because honestly, unlike these, like, see this? Where's it at? Now that I want to find Vinegar Syndrome released again. Regular Vinegar Syndrome releases with slipcovers. When they sell out, most of the time, those come back in. When a VSA sells out, it's sold out. And one thing he didn't show you that's really cool is there's a huge poster inside that thing.
Let me do that.
Every one of them, they're all double-sided posters too. So.
Oh my God! Look at this thing. Good gracious! You got both sides of the artwork. This is what the back artwork looks like. This is the old
school art for it.
Wow, this is awesome. I forgot this was even in here. Thank you for reminding me.
They're all numbered. This is my. I know way too much about this stuff.
That's why I love you, man. All right, what's your last runner-up, and then we've got one more section we'll do.
Going to be surprised. It's a Vinegar Syndrome title.
All right.
But it's a really, really good one. And if you don't have this one, 100%, I'm going to say you got to get this one. The Corruption.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen this one?
I haven't seen it yet. I've heard great things about it.
It is incredible. It's kind of a giallo, and it's kind of a thriller. A bit of giallo story. It's a mixture. It's really neat. It's Spanish, and it starts off with a guy dressed up kind of like Charlie Chaplin. He's got this Charlie Chaplin kind of translucent mask on, and it's really kind of creepy looking. And he slaughters this girl. And then we go to see these basically this stepmother and her and the stepdaughter in this house, and a guy comes along who let's stay there, do work in that, and as they both try to seduce him, and he may or may not be the killer, but there's a lot more to it than that, and I really don't want to give anything away. I'm just going to say it's great up to the very, very last twist, and it's one that you should see. It's good to have it on Tubi, but trust me, dude, you're going to want to own this one.
That's cool.
There's some neat features in here as well. There's an alternate Spanish ending in here as well. Gene Seberg's in this. So there's a short film talking about the tragic life of Gene Seberg. There's an archival career retrospective with Juan Antonio Bardem, who's the director of the film. And it's a really, really cool film. So if you've never seen it, definitely check this out. It's going to be one that you can put on and watch. I'll say it's a couples film, sort of.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Well, in a way, like, it's one of those, it's a thriller. So I do find that, like, I'm not sure about you, but when I was like dating and stuff like that, thrillers tended to be kind of what we went towards. Like,
no, I get that. Yeah.
That, or of course, because I'm me, Grease 2. So there was a Grease 2 test that I would do. So if I dated a girl, one of the things, say, hey, let's watch a couple movies. And I put on something that I know for sure she would like. Then I put on Grease 2.
Nice.
If she reacted favorably to Grease 2, date number 2 would come.
Very nice. I like that. I like that make or break move on your part. That is that's going all in.
And if she let me sing along to it, even better.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay, here's my last runner-up, and it kind of represents a few different things, but this is PJ from Kino Lorber. They put out a bunch of George Peppard movies. They put out one called Newman's Law, which is also pretty good. And PJ, The Ground Star Conspiracy. I feel like there was a couple others even, but this is the one I like the most. But both PJ and Newman's Law, I don't think it had. Maybe they'd had MOD DVD releases, but they hadn't had much in the way of home video. I don't think Newman's Law had even had a DVD. But this one's pretty cool. It's like, George Peppard plays like a sort of broken down detective. And again, he's sort of hired into a bodyguard scenario where he's protecting the mistress of this really rich dude that's played by Raymond Burr. And there's lots of twists and turns. And it does feel like a little TV movie-ish in parts because you can feel that it's relatively set bound, although they do go to I can't remember if it's like Jamaica or someplace for a minute in the movie, and that's a nice turn. But I'm trying to think. It's got a good cast. Besides Raymond Burr, you have Brock Peters, Susan St. James, Wilfred Hyde-White. I feel like there was a few other people I recognize that I'm blanking on right now. It has music by Neil Hefti. I know Aaron will appreciate Neil Hefti music. So you got the Batman TV show composer doing some really, like, the opening theme to this is actually really great. There's a great opening scene where George Peppard is with this woman and he gets caught in a motel room with her, and a bunch of people break in and they're taking pictures. And so they're doing like freeze frames and they're playing this like really upbeat, jazzy Neil Hefti music. And it's just a really great opening to the movie. I won't spoil what that's all about, but this one was a very enjoyable detective movie. And I know Tarantino's a big fan of George Peppard because some of his movies are featured in posters in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and stuff like that. And he also programmed a bunch of movies. I think this actually got programmed at the New Beverly in the last year. So it's definitely one that he likes as well. But definitely worth your time, PJ. For the last segment here, Aaron sort of inspired this idea of rediscoveries, things that we maybe have already seen, but maybe got a really nice release this year. And we want to sort of talk about how we've rediscovered them, even if we've seen them before. So Aaron, take it away.
Actually, I left it downstairs, but I'll let you know. I did. I'll let you know about it.
Okay.
Actually, there was two that came out. And they came in the same month, and they came from Mill Creek, and I've been watching them like crazy. There's the Ultimate Hammer Collection.
I brought it.
Yeah. So this thing, I'm like diving through. But here's the thing: I got the Ultimate Rita Hayworth cut at the same time.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, I like the Rita Hayworth thing, but I'm gonna really get in and just watch all this Hammer stuff, right? But all of a sudden, I just started watching Rita Hayworth films.
Nice.
It's like kind of going back and forth. But for like around like 4 nights in a row, it was like one Rita Hayworth film after another. The Lady from Shanghai, Fair in Trinidad, just incredible films. The Hammer set, I love. Did yours come with the booklet? I got the booklet.
I got it separately.
Oh yeah, I got mine there today, and it is gorgeous. You can open up the booklet and show them that is one sexy booklet. So if you've never checked out like this, the Hammer stuff, like there's 31 like films altogether that they did at Columbia. 31, I think. So, but that's like the brunt of them. That's like 20 of the Columbia films that were done with Hammer, because Hammer was a company that had a lot of distribution deals for with different companies. That's why you wouldn't see an Ultimate Hammer set before this, because you'd have to find like get the releases from this company, released it in the States and this other company that released it. But this era is like 20 of the ones that were released by released to kind of put out by Columbia. And there's some really great stuff in there. The Snorkel is fantastic.
Yes.
Catch on Demand is really great. Never Take Sweets from a Stranger. I really, really love that one. There's a darker picture for you. Maniac, because I'm a huge Curran Matthews fan, is on that set. Revenge Frankenstein. It's on. I'm trying to remember now which ones are on there. The one with Oliver Reed. Oh God, what's it called? These are the Damned.
Yeah.
That's really, really good.
Joe Dante loves that movie too.
Oh yeah. Well, obviously, but, you know. No, but no, it's a fantastic set. And if you don't have it, I do recommend. I was actually talking to Nathan and Vanessa today about it, and I got a message from my dad who said, so talk to me honestly, Aaron. He said, should I have this set? And my dad is like the biggest Hammer fan in the world. So I'm like, Dad, do you have these films? He's like, no, there's 5 or 6 of these films that I don't own.
Oh.
And you've seen my videos with my dad. You see how many Hammer stuff that he's got. And he was like, I got to get it. So we went online. It was out of stock, but he put in like for when it comes back in. But it is an amazing, amazing set, and one that I definitely recommend. And the one that Terry Talks Movies mentions is the other one I got downstairs that I was going to bring up is the Indicator Fu Manchu box set. Which I 110% recommend. Everybody check out if you like that stuff because it's got some really good stuff. Hey there, Mary. Welcome.
Yes, welcome, Mary.
If you like the stuff if you like Jess Franco, you can get some crazy Jess Franco stuff. Fu Manchu, sinking the Titanic, all that type of stuff. If you like actual really good Fu Manchu stuff, the first 3 films, really, really good. Did you like the first one? I know you watched the first one.
I watched the first 3, and I was into it. I'm digging them. I'm working to the Jess Franco stuff. I just started.
You're working your nerve up.
What's that?
You're getting your nerve up for it. I can watch this. I could do this.
Exactly.
It's not like Jess Franco's totally crazy stuff.
No, I could tell actually from the vibe. I watched just the beginning. I started too late of the first Franco. I can't remember which one is the first Franco one. I
think Castle is the last one.
Oh no, okay, Castle's the last one. Okay.
Yeah.
But it already had a kinky vibe to it. It's in the jungle, girls in chains being led through the jungle, weird S&M stuff. It's definitely different than the other movies, you can tell already.
It's Franco right away.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's cool. No, those are both great recommendations. I'm going to talk briefly about something I just got, which is Massacre at Central High. This is from Synapse. This has got a really nice steelbook slipcase setup.
That came really quick.
It did. I was super shocked because they sort of surprise announced it last week. And I was like, oh, that's going to be great whenever it comes out. And then I just read a little further and it's like, we have it now and it's shipping. And I ordered it right away and it showed up in less than a week. And I was checking it out last night and I love it. And it is, I'm going to preface by saying it is pricey. It was about $46 for this. That's what the back looks like. And I got to do a little bit of a censoring of that disc there, but that's kind of what the disc looks like. And what's really neat is that this movie, for me, is a cult item that I discovered through Danny Perry's books. And it has never really had a great physical media release outside of VHS. Like, there's been import DVDs, but they're pretty weak, I got to be honest. And part of the reason I was able to just say, I'm going to drop $46 on this is that obviously we know Synapse does some really, really great work. We've seen their restorations on Suspiria. The Suspiria 4K is incredible. And so I was like, well, if the people that did that are doing this and they've taken time with it and watching the transfer, I mean, it's obviously not the same aesthetically kind of movie that Suspiria is, but it is definitely looking better than it has ever looked. And I absolutely love it. And it's got a great 42-minute making of where they talk to a bunch of the cast members. They talk to, I'm trying to think who else do they get here? They get Robert Carradine and Andrew Stevens, and oh man, there's a bunch more. There's like the assistant, the AD and everything. And there's some great stories about special effects and explosions that didn't necessarily go off as they should have. And, but that's really great. And then they've got the entire, I think it's a projection booth podcast that Mike White did where he interviews the cast and the director. I think, did he talk to maybe just the cast? And then there is an audio interview with director Renee Dalder conducted by Michael Gingold from Fangoria. That runs as a second audio commentary track. And that's about, I want to say it's like maybe a half an hour. So it runs out before the movie runs out. Maybe it's a little longer than half an hour. But it was really great to hear Renee Dalder, who passed away in 2019, speak about the movie. And so I was really happy with this. And it's one that I'm familiar with, but I feel like I'm seeing it again for the first time on this incredible Blu-ray from Synapse Films. So hats off to them for yet another great. They take their time, but the fruits of that we benefit from, I think. So if you're into cult movies, if you're into, I would say this is like along the lines of a male version of Heathers, but much darker and much more serious. Like without the dialogue is snappy, but it's not like Heather's dialogue. But like that's kind of what we're dealing with a little bit. So if that appeals to you, this movie is pretty special, pretty not like anything you've ever seen. Aaron, when was the last time you saw this one?
VHS.
Yep.
It is a fantastic film. I love that film. I got to get that one down the road, actually. I really got to pick it up. Somebody, as for like Pledge Night, I do like Pledge Night. I don't own it yet, though, unfortunately. But I love Massacre Central High. And it's true, Synapse takes a long time to put stuff out, but they work they really work on it when they're putting something out. They always do the steelbook, and that's cool. I just wish it's a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, no, I can't argue that. It is
something right now. Okay, because I know like sometimes you get like the people from companies that like they'll watch your stuff. So here we go. Hi there. Massacre at Central High has Andrew Stevens. Andrew Stevens produced a lot of really good movies, including the Night Eyes series and the Body Chemistry series. We need those out. So Vinegar Syndrome, put out Night Eyes, put out Body Chemistry. There's like 4 Night Eyes movies.
I was going to say, I smell a box set. I smell a box set there.
There we go. So that would be amazing.
That's good stuff, man. What else do we can take some questions from the chat. I'm sorry I haven't been paying attention to the chat. I'm a little focused on trying to just, steady as she goes. But if people want to ask any questions in the chat, Aaron and I are open to answering those for a little bit, and we'll probably go maybe another 10 minutes or so before we hang it up. But I don't know what else. I know I'm super excited for the Black Friday. I'm contemplating just staying up till midnight on Friday. I'm assuming you might do the same, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably do like live stream like right before it to like.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then I'll be getting into that. So yeah.
Oh, Steven Sims is asking, where did I get my Jarmusch shirt from the last update? That is a good question. I think I got it. I get a lot of my shirts from TeePublic. I can't be sure. That's when I get them from all over. There's so many different sites that I get them from, so I can't always remember. But yeah, I think it was TeePublic. That's one of my favorites because there's a lot of artists on there. And if you find an artist that you like, for instance, this is one of my favorite shirts, this Target shirt.
Oh, that's nice.
That also comes from TeePublic. And Brian West, Bryan West Art is his name. And he's got some shirts that they're like some of my favorite shirts ever. There's so many great movies that I love. So anyway, I think the Jarmusch, if you look it up, I think it's on TeePublic. Let's see, what else have we got here? You guys talked about Vice Squad.
Yeah, amazing. Like Vice Squad's got so many features, hours upon hours of features. You expect, okay, so it's a fun little film. Season heavily Wings Hazard. God love Wings Hazard. He's Ramrod. But there's like interviews. There's an interview. There's an interview. Oh, it'd be a 15-minute interview, and it's like no, it's like hour-long career retrospective interviews, like one right after the other, which is amazing.
Yeah, no, it's an incredible disc. I haven't seen it on sale yet, but I'm hoping sometime between now and the end of the year it's on sale so more people can pick it up because it is one of my favorite Scream Factory collector's editions. It's a great movie. And okay, what else have we got here? Some Marvin's Battle's asking, do you think Synapse is going to restock Dawn of the Dead? What do you think, Aaron?
I hope, but it's right now it's not likely at this point.
Yeah.
Like fingers crossed. It's a hard one to get. I would love to have done. You got done, didn't you?
I have it. I think Diabolic actually has it on the way to me now. I got it from them when they had a brief pre-order up, but I've heard some people tried Zavi. But if I can, I'm always going to go through Diabolic for something as restricted as that release was, unfortunately. It was just really hard to get it imported. But I know that Jesse and those guys over at Diabolic, like when they get them in, then they examine the boxes themselves and then they send them out. So I'm just kind of like, that to me is worth it. So I know that from a collector's point of view, I'm getting, at least before it's packaged, and they always do a good job of packaging, a really nicely, a nice box. So I'm hoping to have it this weekend. And I know you didn't get a chance yet with that one, right?
Sadly, no. It was like there was so much coming out at the same time, and it was the same week that that I was going to order that they announced the Fu Manchu set, and my better half's a huge fan of that. So I'm like, I'm taking one for the team. She like puts up with all my stuff. So Fu Manchu it was.
Very nice. Somebody else is asking Lakers Kings 1 is asking, have we seen Pledge Night? I think you just mentioned that a second ago, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both fans of Pledge Night. That's definitely another one I would recommend. And I know Brad Henderson is a huge fan of that, and I may be speaking out of school, may or may not have had something to do with Vinegar Syndrome actually putting it out. But
a lot to do with a lot of Vinegar Syndrome.
Well, yeah, clearly. Yeah, but no, Pledge Night is highly recommended, and if it's on sale, which it will be, I think, during the Black Friday, definitely pick up Pledge Night. That's worth it. Let's see here.
Hey, Nate.
Where's Nate? I didn't see him.
He scrolled up there.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Nathan. How you doing? Thanks for being here. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be tough to. Okay, so Matthew says, I'm on a budget, but I'm going to probably drop $50 on the Vinegar Syndrome sale. I don't have any. What are one or two must-haves other than Rad, which I do think is a must-have, but obviously we can't get that. Aaron, what are your must-haves from Vinegar Syndrome? You must have some good.
Rad, 250 copies of Rad are coming to Vinegar Syndrome for sale.
Oh, that's right. Wow.
But what are must-haves? Oh God, it's so hard. I mean, like, it really depends on what you're into, Matthew. Honestly, like I liked Incubus. That was a fantastic title with John Hoff. And of course, if you're talking about some of the more adulty type stuff, A Woman's Torment. But that is an R-rated cut, so you can still see that. That's actually a really good one as well. I know you like Tobacco. It's one of his favorite releases.
Yes. Well, okay. So I will certainly back you up on Incubus. And we talked about it on the podcast. Go back and listen to the Just the Disc that Aaron and I did about Incubus, because I do think it's one of the objectively best films Vinegar Syndrome has put out. It's creepy and disturbing, and John Cassavetes is incredible in it, and the ending is so killer. I absolutely love the ending of that movie. So that is one for sure. If you like goofy horror slasher spoofs, they've put out two of my favorites, which are Wacko and Pandemonium. I think both of those are fun, but not everybody likes those. I know Elric is not a fan of that stuff. I know Aaron's a little iffy on some of those, which I totally get. It's like dad jokes to people. It's really like not funny sometimes, but I actually just love those. So those are a couple. I'm trying to think, oh man, what are some other, I mean, Spookies is definitely one you should maybe think.
Yeah, the features alone for Spookies.
Right. And then, the VSA stuff. I mean, there's definitely some, I'm trying to think what would be the essential VSA pickup if they had to get a couple.
Vice Squad. but no, you mentioned one of them, like LA Wars is one of their best releases, to be totally honest with you. I like Savage Dawn. Like that's one
that's one I still haven't seen. I have a copy, and I literally almost started it a few times, not for any reason other than just not having the time. But I've heard great things, and I look at that cast, and I'm like, holy smokes, this looks amazing.
It's a cameo by Elizabeth Caton in it.
Oh, wow.
Somebody mentioned Cartoon Fortress mentioned Buddies, which actually is a really good title. I've seen it a long time ago. I don't have the Vinegar Syndrome release of it. Dark, bit of a downbeat type of film, but brilliantly done. And like so well acted, but you really got to get your nerves up for something like Buddies. If you don't know what it is, I think Steph mentioned that on your podcast. So that was one that she liked.
Yeah,
and it's like I'm from the '80s, and that was like the whole time basically the whole AIDS epidemic and that was going on at the time was it was pretty big. It was but it's a dark film, and I definitely would recommend it. And somebody. Forgotten Jelly Volume 1 or Umberto Lenzi Baker set? What do you go with if you had to choose one?
Oh boy. Well, I mean, I have both, so I'm just trying to think what I would do. Well, I've seen more of the films in Forgotten Gialli because I haven't had a chance to get into the Lenzi Baker, which is ridiculous for how long I've had it. So I'm really torn. I mean, maybe the Forgotten Jelly. I don't know. Like, I don't want to say that it's Forgotten Jelly's better than Lindsay Baker because you've sampled it more than I have. So where would you go with that?
Honestly, they're going to surprise you, actually.
Yeah.
Lindsay Baker.
Oh.
Like, I love Forgotten Jelly set, but Lindsay Baker set 1. It's got those CDs on there with really good music. A song that I danced to, by the way, in my house, which is in the first film. First film's incredible. Like, all the films are incredible. The last one is probably the tamest as far as like Jello goes, but it is so good. And Baker gets to really kind of like stretch out and do like a lot of different stuff when it comes to it. So I would say definitely grab the Lindsay Baker. Unfortunately, not going to be on sale this time around, so hopefully during the next sale.
Yeah, I'm echoing Marvin's comment about it being kind of a bummer that Severn's not putting that on sale. I would have thought they could have reduced it even a little bit, but I get it. It's an expensive set, and they're still probably recouping on it. And I'm going to give them a pass, even though I'm not as into any of the announcements they made because they put out 2 really great box sets this year already. So they get a little pass. Yeah. But yeah, definitely worth getting both. But I'm going to say the Forgotten Jelly Volume 1 might want to be a focus only because it's probably going to sell out because it is going to be marked down, and it is a great set. And so from that point of view, I don't think because Lindsay Baker's not on sale, it might stick around a little bit longer, whereas Forgotten Jelly may be gone.
Oh yeah, go for the Jelly set. Or like for like better films, like in the Baker Lindsay set, as far as like well-made films. But Forgotten Jelly set, once that's gone, it's gone, and you're going to want that sexy case because look at that. It's a sexy box.
It is a really good. I love the feeling of that box. It's like a really smooth.
I know it's got a real nice texture to it.
It's really wonderful. I mean, not to be fetishistic about Blu-ray box sets, but I kind of am. Anyway, let's see here. Terry says he loves Wacko, so hats off to Terry for having good taste. All right, I'm just trying to look. Oh, Kubrick's in here. Hello, Kubrick.
Thank you, Rick.
Okay, so cartoon. I'm just trying to see if anybody else has questions that they'd like us to answer. Troy says, do Severn's announcements seem terrible? I'm not going to go so far as to say terrible, but I will say that there's only the Attic Expeditions is the one that I'm curious about. The others, I just don't need them. I think you said this on your video the other night, Aaron. It's like, do I need it on Black Friday? I don't think I do.
That's the thing. And that's the thing. Like, for some people, I'm sure there's going to be people are going to be like, I need to get the Theater Bazaar and see those needles go in the eyes all the time. But no, not me. I'm not. But like, that's not my style. Now, there's people out there that are going to love this. That's going to be like their jam. That's their thing. Fantastic, wonderful. But for me, it's like, yeah, I might check some of these out. Will I check them out on Black Friday though? No. Like me. And
what's the Black Friday exclusive? What's that one called?
No Way Home.
No Way Home. That's
Tim Roth and Tim Roth, but still, they're saying it's only for Black Friday and all.
I gotta say, I hate that. When you were talking about that the other night, I'm just like, I really hate it because the pressure it puts on a collector. I just feel like, and I get it. That's the hook. That's what they're doing. They're making it limited. They're making you have to buy it. But I guess I don't like when somebody backs me into a corner and says, "You will buy this or you will not have it." It always is just a little frustrating. But I do understand from the point of view of a label, they have to have a hook, and so I just don't think I'm going to pick it up, though. I don't know enough about it and I just think the Vinegar Syndrome is going to be where I'm saving all my money for that because I just know I'm glad like you, I got the everything bundle. So it's been exciting to see that get revealed a little bit, and to just go, oh, I already have that coming. That's wonderful. That's money I don't have to spend. So I'm
excited about the 3D one. I'm not quite sure. Like, is it Silent Madness? Is it something else? Either way, I'm just like, and they're putting every version of 3D. Which always blows my mind. So it's got 2D, Anograph 3D, which is Boys and Girls. That's the green and blue stuff. And then there's the real 3D. So even if you don't have a 3D TV or a PSVR or anything like that, you can still watch it because you get the glasses as well.
No, I'm excited about that, especially since you hit me to the fact that I already had a 3D Blu-ray player I didn't know I had in my PS3. Cinema Dave's here. Hello, Cinema Dave.
Hey, welcome, man.
Let's see here. Just trying to see. Oh, my friend Sean Wicks is here. Hello, sir. Let's see. What do you think about Drop Dead Fred getting a Region 1 Blu-ray sometime? That is a good question. I have the import. I don't know have you heard anything about that one in terms of a holdup? I don't know the deal with that.
I'm not quite sure. I mean, like, I like the film. Obviously, I like the actor. He's passed on now.
Yeah.
But because he's in The Young Ones, which was a fantastic show, by the way, back in the day. But I love Drop Dead Fred. It's like a lot of people hated it back in the day too. Was like it really wasn't a well-liked film. But it's one of those things that got a cult like following later on. As for like Sean's got the Fellini set, and I'm super jealous of that. Which
Me too.
Want to get down the road.
Yeah, my friend Dave Eves got it, and he did a little thing on his Twitter just showing the size of it, because I guess I knew it was big, but it's like as big as the Bergman set, but a little wider. Yeah, like he set them up next to each other, and it's like the tops of the two sets align, but it's even, I feel like it's like a little deeper. It's more of a square shape, and he does a great like for scale thing. This is Dave Eves, where he just put a Blu-ray on top of it, and it's like just like one corner of it. You know what I mean? So that's looking like a pretty epic set. I mean, I just got the Agnes Varda from the flash sale, so I'm kind of tapped on Criterion box sets, but I'm tempted. I'm really tempted.
See, why didn't that's? I got to say this right now. Just gonna put it out there. How come Bergman set is so big and Fellini set is so big, and they made Varda set a bit tinier? Even got a big set. Come on now.
I wonder if there's something there, like about like, okay, these men, the male directors, people know, but they don't know her as well, so we're not going to spend as much money. I mean, who knows what the deal is?
We looked at both of them because we looked at both the sets. We couldn't afford to get them right now. Was the Varda and the Fellini set, and we both, me and my better half, love Fellini, but like I've seen a bit of Varda and she hasn't seen much of it. But out of both of them, she was like, I kind of want to see the Varda set more because there's more for me to discover that I don't know. So that's always a thing there.
Nathan says the size is bigger than the Bergman set. The Godzilla set is more comparable. Wow. Okay. Crazy. Yeah, that's some epic stuff. Hello, Dustin. Welcome, Dustin. Oh, my friend John Cribbs is here. And John asks, are the Giallo movies like Ultraman for the whole family? I think
exactly right on. But I'm the only person here that gave like a family-friendly choice this time around.
I blew it. I totally blew it.
No, you put PJ in there. It's not.
Oh, you're right. No, that could pass. That could pass.
Yeah. Although I gotta say, I love the cover of PJ. Was that Susan St. James on the cover? Because if it is, they kind of like
I can't. I don't know. What do you think?
I can't. I don't. It doesn't look like.
No, that's somebody else. I can't remember who this actress is. If that's Gail Honeycutt, maybe. She's the mistress in it.
Okay,
so I don't think it's.
That's one like buxom Susan St. James.
Yeah, no. This girl looks different. I forget. I've seen her in something else, but I can't think of what. Let's see here. I'm trying to see. Did anybody else have questions? Oh, I'm getting The Irishman too. Actually, I think I have The Irishman on the way this week. Mostly because, and I probably shouldn't even have bothered because I'm sure the features are probably available on Criterion Channel, maybe, or maybe not because it's a Netflix. I don't know. But I was like, I got to see the features for this, even though I'm going to probably always watch the movie The Irishman on Netflix because it's 4K there versus just Blu-ray from Criterion. But Scorsese extras, I mean, that's always some of my favorite stuff. Just hearing Marty talk about any movie that influenced any movie he made or just a movie he happened to be watching anytime is always enjoyable for me. So,
well, it's 4K, but because it's streaming 4K, which is not real 4K.
No, it's true. It's true, but it is still obviously a step above Blu-ray, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, you're right. It's like it's a step above. It's not the quality that a 4K disc could be, but it's still it's getting there. Like once 8K TVs come out, maybe then 4K will get to that point. Hey there, Flip.
Oh, Dave says he hasn't seen. Oh, Flip's here. Hello, Flip. Thank you. So Dave says he hasn't seen the extras for Irishman on Criterion Channel, so that's good. So I'm glad I didn't spend that money in vain when I could have just watched them streaming. So that is good to know. Somebody asked what our thoughts are on the Friday 13th box.
We both have it in the background.
Yeah, look at
that. So good thoughts.
Yeah,
right there.
You know what? It's a bummer because of all the podcasting and stuff. I don't get a chance to dig in to a big box set like this as much as I'd like. So I haven't, outside of Friday 13th 2, which I was like laser focused, like I gotta see those deleted scenes. I talked to Aaron right after I saw him, and I was very excited about it. And so I've only really dug into Friday 13th 2. And I tried like 4 times to get my wife and my son to watch Friday 3 in 3D. Cause I'm like, guys, we got the 3D, the real 3D. And I just couldn't get them to bite on that. So I didn't really feel like watching it by myself, but I definitely want to dig in. Aaron, how much have you gotten into it?
I watched 3 first, and then I watched part 2, and then I watched the bonus discs. But I
Nice.
still got a lot to watch. I got to go back. I want to see part 4 again. Part 5 is like one of my favorites. That's Danny Steinman. Gotta love his directing stuff. You can watch Savage Streets along with it. But it's really cool. Actually, I love the box set. I think it's gorgeously done. I got it right next to my Halloween box set, which I'm so proud of.
That's a great box.
Of course, I got all my and obviously, I'm kind of a Power Rangers fan, guys. Like I kind of like that. So I really like the case.
Okay, a few more questions here, and then we'll call this. But Terry asks, "Are you guys getting Tenet on Blu-ray so you can read the subtitles and get the dialogue?" I still haven't seen Tenet, so I might just buy it 4K streaming. That's actually weirdly for a physical media guy, my go-to, unless I can get a 4K for $10, like they've been happening lately. I picked up Full Metal Jacket and Goonies, and I think I just ordered Casino was like $8.
Oh, I need that. That's a reference quality disc too.
That's what I'm hearing. So I was like, $8. That's insane. So anyway, but I usually have been buying digitally, mostly because tangentially I work in the industry and I like to sort of support the industry in that way because I can't go to the movies. So I tend to buy things digitally. So I may just buy the 4K UHD version of it, but I'll definitely watch it with subtitles because Terry says it's hard to understand in parts. Let's see here.
Like I saw it in theater. I saw it like in at a.
Oh, you saw it. What do you think of it?
I love Tenet. I really did. What's really neat about Tenet, and some people realize when they're watching it, is near the end of Tenet when the big battle sequence is happening. So none of that is like special effects or like digital. It's all people like actually moving that way, which is insane. Trust me, once you see it, you know what I mean. It's super impressive that he was able to do this because he's not using any computerized effects to make it look any different or to like make rewind people or stuff like that because it's like a time thing. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like some people were iffy on it. I was a big fan of Tenet. Actually, it's one of the Christopher Nolan films I like more.
Yeah, no, it's a weird situation to be in where I wasn't able to see the big Nolan film in a theater this year because of just lockdowns and stuff. But I'm excited. It's just a few weeks away, so it's like the wait is over. And I got to see New Mutants the other night, so I'm getting to catch up on some of the. It's okay. It's interesting. Did you see it?
Oh, I loved it. I mean,
okay.
Yes, there's ways it could have been better and stuff, but considering everything that was done behind the scenes,
yeah.
But I was really mad when I found that John Hamm had a role in the film that got taken out.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Oh wow!
He was going to play, right?
I can guess.
It's who you think it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was actually cast. He said yes and everything. I'm not sure if they filmed scenes or not, but it was a fun film, and it was way better than Dark Phoenix. I'm sorry.
I haven't even seen Dark Phoenix yet.
Did you see X-Men last? Did you see X-Men 3?
X-Men 3?
Yeah.
Are we talking about The Last Stand X-Men?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
That's not my favorite of the X-Men movies, but
let's put it this way. They decided to do the Dark Phoenix story again, and they said, "Why don't we get the same people that did Part 3 to write this part as well?"
Okay.
So yeah.
That's too bad. That's too bad. Let's see here. What else have we got in here? How long did New Mutants take to come out? I don't know. How long was it in production?
Over 2 years, I think.
Okay. I mean, I get it. I saw a couple people reviewing it and making comparisons to Nightmare 3, and I get that. I see that in it. You know what I mean? So if you like Nightmare 3, which I do, that part of it was hooking me a little bit. There were some of the characters I just they weren't quite hooking me, and I can't explain it exactly. And some of the accent work took me out. I have a weird problem with accents when they're not consistent, and I think you know who I'm talking about, Aaron. She's just not. She doesn't care. At first, we were like, "Is it Russian? Is it Latin American? What is it?" Yeah, and so that's once I'm distracted by something like that, it pulls me out, and every time I'm listening to try and figure it out, and then I'm distracted from the movie. So it's just a stupid thing that I have,
But Maisie Williams, I love Maisie Williams. So like seeing her in it, like she's fantastic in everything I see her in.
Let's see here. Any other questions? Are we looking forward to the new Batman with Rob Pattinson? Sure. Yeah, I'm into it.
Like a very different look for the Riddler. Very different. But I'm actually really looking forward to that. I think Pattinson's the right choice.
Yeah. Let's see if have either of us picked up the new High Plains Drifter Blu-ray? I have it, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, which sucks. So I might as well just say no. But it's looks really cool. I mean, it's got the slipcase and everything, and it's these Kino mostly restorations. I'm not sure if High Plains got a restoration or not. I know that a lot of those Clint Eastwood movies are getting new scans. Like The Beguiled is one I'm really excited about that got a new scan. That's a great movie. Let's see here. Any other questions in the chat? If you guys have any more questions, toss them in because we're going to probably close this up. Okay. What do we got?
Enjoy grocery shopping, Nathan. Food is important.
Kubrick. Yeah, sure. You can share it on Facebook. We're not going to be live too much longer, but yeah, that's fine. Let's see here. Do you know when the next Severin sale will be? I only have money for VS. What do you think, Aaron? How often are Severin doing sales? Is it basically twice a year?
Pretty much like Vinegar Syndrome. So after this one here, you'll probably be the halfway to Black Friday sale. Now, the good thing about that, though, is, Marvin, is that basically a lot of the stuff that a lot of people want right now, isn't going to be on sale. Because Vinegar Syndrome does it like usually 3 months back when it comes to like their half price. And everything else usually has a percentage, except for new stuff. Severin, however, goes 6 months back before things go half off. So the newest title that's going to be half off is The Strange Vices of Mrs. Ward. That'll be the newest title that's half off. The only thing that I'm kind of looking into towards Severin, and I think I'm going to go most with Vinegar Syndrome this time around, if not all, is I'm interested in what the clearance lot's going to be, like what they're going to put on clearance and how much. So if there's some interesting titles there or something pops up, because I do notice that Severin has titles that are gone out of print. You can't get them anymore, but they show up during the sales. And I got like a perfect example of that right here.
Thanks, Dave. Sorry, just saying goodbye to Dave. Oh, that. Yeah. No, I picked that up. That's definitely one that I would recommend.
Yeah, it's a great release and it's a great film.
Somebody's asking, let's see here. What's the best 4K that you would recommend as an intro? What do you think, Aaron?
I'm going to go. I'm going to go with the documentary one. Planet Earth 2. That's for people. When anybody wants to see what 4K can do, it's not a film, guys, but Planet Earth 2. It's a great documentary, and it's like really well done. It's gorgeous.
No, you're right.
Stunning.
Yeah, no, that is wonderful. That does stand above even the film stuff. But I think 2001 looks pretty great. That one kind of blew my mind. I mean, Blade Runner has always been, even on Blu-ray, that sort of, really impressive. But I would also throw in the Flash Gordon 4K from Arrow. I think could almost be a reference quality disc. Like if you just want something fun to put on with some incredible colors and detail, that transfer on the Arrow 4K for Flash Gordon is stunning. Top level stuff. In fact, Pitch Black looks good, and I can't wait for Tremors because I know that's going to be great. The Blue Underground stuff is solid.
Gorgeous. Like I don't have any of it, but that's what everybody tells you. You got it. Don't you?
Yeah, I've started to catch up. I now have Maniac, Zombie, New York Ripper, which I haven't had a chance to look at yet, and Daughters of Darkness, which does look really good. Like incredible restoration on that, and I can't wait for Vigilante. That's coming in a couple weeks, I think, from them, and that really good movie. So those are some we'd recommend. What else? Is there any more?
If you want to see like 4K where there's people like dancing on BMX bikes, yeah.
Well, yes, Rad is definitely worth it in my opinion. Flip says he likes Gladiator in 4K, so I haven't seen that. I'll have to check that one out. Let's see here. I think we're out of questions here, guys. So we're gonna probably wrap this up. But I just want to say thanks to everybody that watched this, and that I'm sorry again for the live chat. I wasn't as present in that during most of this because I was just like trying to stay focused and not lose control of what I was doing. But I really want to thank everybody that showed up. This is really touching to see how many people are showed up to watch this and how many people commented. And I want to thank Aaron so much for being a part of this.
That's a blast. That's it. Say we've broken this one in now. Now the addiction starts, man. Now the live stream addiction starts.
Yeah, no, it's very exciting stuff. But thank you. Definitely check out Aaron's channel. He's doing a countdown to Black Friday videos like all this week. Catch up on the ones he's already done. They're all great. They have tons of recommendations for Vinegar Syndrome and other stuff that you should be checking out. He's my go-to. He's the reason I'm on YouTube. So I really recommend. Oh, thank you, Flip. That's very nice. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Aaron is definitely highly recommended. I think I left his thing in the chat or in the description. So go over to his channel because he is the source for me. He knows all about this stuff more than I do. So again, thank you, Aaron, and thanks to everybody that joined us. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.